the next governor of
Wow, that's a kind introduction. Can you come across the stage with me? I really appreciate that. A couple of introductions that I want to make, people who are here with my staff. First person is Justin Clayton. Justin, if you can raise your hand, Justin is with my campaign people for North Carolina campaign. Eric Wilson is here with the Department of Justice. And I need to introduce to you a person that is the chief of staff of the entire Department of Justice in Raleigh that I appointed. And I know good places to come to find good people who are from Wilson, North Carolina. And Christy Jones is Christy's been my chief of staff for a number of years, and she and I have a kinship because I grew up right down the road in Nash County. I love North Carolina, and I love Eastern North Carolina. My mom and dad put me to work early. They put me out on the farm cropping tobacco. I cropped it, chopped it, topped it, suckered it, put it in, took it out, did everything else that you could do to it except chew it and smoke it, which mom and dad would not let me do. I went to the public schools in Eastern North Carolina, graduated from Northern Nash High School in 1975, and came over here and played Wilson Pike. Woo, that was rough. We played Wilson Pike in football and basketball. My famous story is that I was playing for Northern Nash High School, and Rocky Mount, which was our rival, had this player by the name of Phil Ford, who wasn't too bad. But my claim to fame has nothing to do with being Attorney General or running for governor or anything like that. My claim to fame is that one Friday night in the Rocky Mount High School gym, Roy Cooper, blocked Phil Ford's shot. So proud of myself. So proud of myself. Phil got 52 points that night, but not 54. You know, something about Eastern North Carolina, about where we live, that means something. My parents gave to me the values that I still hold today. They taught me the power of education. My mom was a public school teacher. Talking to one here just a minute ago. Very proud of her. She worked hard. I've told this story a number of places, but I go all over the state as Attorney General, and every once in a while somebody will come up to me and will say, I want to pay you a compliment. And I'll think, well, they're going to tell me I'm doing a good job as Attorney General. They'll say, your mama was the best teacher I ever had. It shows you the power of one educator in the life of a child. And there are so many of them out there. Teachers, teacher assistants, principals, assistant principals, people, counselors, the people who work with our kids in the public schools are so important. My parents gave me that kind of a value. They taught me the value of a dollar. They taught me hard work. They taught me a love for this state. My parents taught my Sunday school classes. And I, in turn, taught the Sunday school classes of my 3 daughters when I became a father. They taught me a deep and abiding faith in God. And they taught me a respect and love, not only for North Carolina, but of this country. And you veterans and the auxiliary here at the American Legion, I am deeply, deeply grateful for your service to our country. And thank you for my freedom. I'm grateful for that. And I wanted to come here today to be with you, to let you know what I am doing, and to talk with some of you about the things that you're facing. I have loved serving as Attorney General. Before I was Attorney General, I grew up in Nash County. I came back to practice law. While I was practicing law and raising my family in Rocky Mount, I went to the General Assembly. Served in the state legislature. And then I became Attorney General in 2001, and Christy came to work with me and work in the Department of Justice. And as Attorney General, I worked really hard to make sure that people like you knew that somebody was watching your back. We have been unafraid to take on the mighty and make them do right. We have taken on the big utilities, the banks, the pharmaceutical manufacturers, the car manufacturers, the telemarketers. We have taken them on. And we've been able to recover hundreds of millions of dollars for the people in North Carolina. And when people get cheated, you need somebody who can stand up and make sure that somebody is the voice of everyday people. And I'm grateful for service as your Attorney General, and I'm going to keep doing that job all the way through next year. And I'm grateful for that opportunity. But I also want to tell you this. I'm concerned about the direction that our state has been headed the last few years. I'm concerned that we've got a governor in the legislature who give to those at the top, but force everybody else to pay more and get less. And that we need leaders who believe that we've got to put more money in the pockets of everyday people, of families who are working hard, people who are struggling to try to make it. And we need to focus on world-class education for our students. And we need to make that education affordable. You should not have to mortgage your future to achieve success. And what we've got right now is a governor and a legislature who are not paying enough attention to education. I go into the schools a lot, and I've never seen the morale this low in our public schools with our teachers and principals and teacher assistants and those who are working so hard. And it's not just for lack of better pay, which is a big issue out there, but it's also a lack of respect.
That's right.
Teachers tell me that their colleagues are leaving, and they say, yes, payment is a big factor of it, but they are not getting the respect they deserve. And I'm not talking about respect from the community and the parents. They're talking about lack of respect from this governor and this legislature.
That's right.
And when you rank last in per pupil expenditure in the South, that's wrong. When you cut our education budget, that's wrong. And it's not the kind of North Carolina that we know. And we've got a lot of work to do. When we think about public education, we think about the opportunity to get ahead. And healthcare is another part of that we've got to pay attention to in North Carolina. Can you believe that this governor and this legislature have refused to accept the billions of dollars, billions with a B, that we have already paid to Washington that could come back to North Carolina and ensure hundreds of thousands of many times working people and seniors who need help at 100% federal dollars? They said no. And not only could it help those people, help them have better lives, improve mental health, it could also create tens of thousands of jobs, particularly in rural counties like this one, who are hurting. And it could even help private employers for their insurance, but they said no. They've made it harder for people to register and to vote. They are eliminating safeguards to protect our air and our water. They're even, Ms. Smith, they're even coming into our local governments and forcing unfunded mandates on them and making it harder for local governments to do their job. There's frustration across this state. We've got a governor right now who is, instead of he won't find a way to keep good teachers, but he finds a way to take money out of the pockets of middle class and working North Carolinians. You've got corporate tax giveaways, while at the same time we've got sales tax that has expanded that's going to help hurt everyday people. The next time you go get your car fixed, you're going to end up paying more money because they extended the sales tax. That's wrong. But I am optimistic and I am motivated because I believe North Carolina is better than this. I believe that North Carolina can be a state that is a shining star in the South. I believe in the kind of North Carolina that even in the 1700s looked up north and saw the Harvards and Yales and said, we want a university of the people supported by the public, and we were the first state in this country to open our doors to higher education supported by the public. And I believe in a North Carolina that believes in justice and fairness. When other southern states were making different decisions in the 60s during the civil rights turmoil, we had a governor named Terry Sanford who talked about racial harmony and racial fairness. That's the kind of North Carolina that I believe in and one that we can be. And I believe in the kind of North Carolina that has visionary leaders like Governor Jim Hunt, who put forth an early childhood education program, Smart Start, that got kids ready for school and was nationally imitated across the country because it was so effective. That's the kind of North Carolina that I believe in. And I'm excited about it. I'm ready to go. I'm looking forward to going across this state and talking to people. I believe we need a North Carolina that works for everyone, not just a few. And that's why we need a new governor. Yes. And that's why we need forward-thinking people in the legislature who can help move North Carolina forward. I'm excited about our prospects. I'm excited about going around this room a little bit more and talking to each one of you, because I have not had the opportunity to talk to everybody. And there are a long list of issues that I know that people are concerned with. But I want you to know that we're going to keep our lines of communications open. We're going to keep talking to our friends and neighbors. I'm going to need your help in this campaign. We're going to have to work hard to get people to register and to vote and to participate in this process. Because I know how frustrating it gets out there. You see all these television commercials about how everybody's bad, and people start thinking, you know, it doesn't really make a difference who I vote for. Nobody's going to vote for me. We've got to let people know we are for them. We are for the everyday people who are struggling to make it. It's not a Carolina comeback for a lot of families in this state right now. A lot of people have not enjoyed this economic recovery. Did you know that North Carolina ranks last in the South in wage growth the last 2 years? That's wrong. We've got to change it. We've got to focus on higher paying jobs. We've got to focus on making sure that small businesses have a chance to grow. And we've got to focus on training. The CEOs and the business people that I talk to, their first question to me is not, how low is your corporate tax? Their first question to me is, do you have the people who are trained, who can perform the jobs that I create? That's what they want to know. And how are we going to give that training and education and help and skills to get people ready for those jobs? We've got to do it. We've got to make sure we lower community college tuition instead of raising like they did last time. We've got to make college more affordable. I'm excited to be here. I'm grateful for your support. For those of you who go up the road a little bit later on tonight, I look forward to seeing you. Thank you for the opportunity to be here, and grateful for your service, and look forward to talking to more. Thanks.